What a way to end the year. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where in this wonderful and bizarre, sometimes world you might be. Thank you for making the Highbury Squad part of your day. Surely not. The big man's here, let's go.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Welcome back to Squad Central, everybody. My ears, I've got a terrible flu. I can't hear anything. I don't care. If I'm loud and supersonic, nobody cares. He's back in the house live. What a way to end the year. My podcast brother from another mother, Mr. Super Kevin Campbell.
Squaddies, happy New Year's Eve and at ease. Let's make sure we take you into 2023 with a smile on your face. At ease.
Good evening to all of the usual suspects in the house. Our chief like officer, Tammy, the boss is here. Keep an eye on everyone. Hit the like button on the way in. If you've enjoyed the Highbury Squad this year, all you have to do is hit the like button. Kev.
So we're going to check the likes. Last one of the year. We're celebrating a win. Let's be honest. If we can't get the likes spot on today.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
We're out. We're out of here. We are out of here. I'd like to thank Matty K for holding my hand on WhatsApp during the game, and also Super Kevin Campbell. Before we get started, just want to say a massive thank you to everybody because I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. We had some fantastic guests on. You got to go watch that show. It was brilliant. John Harks, Warren Barton, Rebecca Lowe, Super Kev via video, absolutely loaded stuff on Pele and the Arsenal. And boy, do I feel confident now to share some of those clips from Warren Barton, Kev. I'm going to at him over the next couple of days and he's going to love it.
All the shorts. Give him some of the shorts.
But I wanted to thank Super Kev and everyone for all your lovely messages over the last couple of weeks. You've been amazing, incredible. This man right here, I don't know. He's just such a legend. Every day would send Tony and I a video of inspiration to help us go. Keep going, keep believing, keep being strong. And I wanted to thank you, Super Kev, for that. And thank all the squaddies for all of your lovely messages. And it was just the thing and the tonic that we needed to get us through a very, very difficult time. And I tell you something, the Arsenal helped too, Kev. The Arsenal helped too.
Arsenal will always help if they're winning and things are good. But you know what? One thing we have done, and it's down to you, we've built a community. We've built a community of people who care for each other. We have banter and we have a laugh, don't we, and all that. But the same faces keep coming back. So that tells us something. So, you know, so pleased everything's worked out for you and Tony. And Tony's back home and feeling better. And here we are on New Year's Eve.
Here we are, Kev. Let's get the ball rolling, shall we? You are going to want to stay tuned to the very end of today's show because in true Highbury Squad fashion, we're going to give something away. Actually, we're going to give 3 things away. There could be a Dallas or Dynasty style cliffhanger twist at the end of the show today. You're going to want to listen to the very, very end. But for now, I am going to hand over to Super Kevin Campbell. The Arsenal win 4-2 away against a bit of a bogey team, Brighton. 7 points clear at the top. I believe this time last January, Manchester City were 13 points clear of us. We were in 4th place. Our good friend Rebecca Lowe just said on the telly, there's been a 22-point swing. We are 13 points ahead of the enemy. I've lost count how many points we are ahead of Liverpool and Manchester United, Super Kev. Over to you.
Well, going into the game, Soph, you know, it's been a bit of a graveyard for us down at Brighton. Brighton seem to be that type of team who causes us major problems. They're very good technically, and they play a really decent system. So with what went on in the day, obviously the 3 o'clocks, Manchester City dropping points at home to Everton. I was buzzing about Everton doing
What
so
a goal,
well.
Kev.
Hey, by the way, whoa. I mean, Everton needed that. Let me tell you, they really needed that. Demarai Gray coming up with an absolute blockbuster to get them a point. And, listen, they still had to defend for long periods, and they defended so well. Ended up getting a point after everybody wrote them off, which I'm so proud of them, because the players have taken a lot of flack over the last couple of weeks, let me tell you. And just goes to show that they're fighting. They're in there. Fighting spirit is in there. So well done. You're damn right, iGamer. It is well done to them. And obviously, Newcastle dropping points as well. They're our next opponent. But all that done, Soph, is put added pressure on us. Added pressure on Arsenal, because everyone's looking, all right, let's see what Arsenal do. Let's see if they can respond. It's a bit of a bogey side. But Sophie, I've got to say, the way Arsenal started the game, on the front foot, going for the absolute jugular, was fantastic. Scoring after 2 minutes. Let me tell you something. Normally, you're not warm enough and up to speed. Saka's touch and finish, incredible, fantastic, absolutely brilliant. We started the game so well on the front foot. We know what type of side Brighton are. They're going to get into the game at some stage. They had a couple of movements up and down, and Lamptey looked a bit lively on the right-hand side whenever he could get free. But we defended really well. Scored a really good second goal where Martin Odegaard, captain, who has been fantastic. He hits one into the ground and it goes into the net. 2-0 up at halftime, when we're thinking absolutely brilliant. Next goal counts. What happens? We get it. Eddie Nketiah, Fox in the box, as we call him. After Martinelli shoots, the goalkeeper parries. Eddie's there for the bits, puts it in, 3-0. Arsenal end at Brighton at the Amex. Is going absolutely nuts. We think that's it, don't we? We think that's it. We do. We think that's it. Now, this is where the manager has to use his brain a little bit, because we do have another game in a few days. So he looked at apparently Ben White might have been struggling with a little bit of, didn't look it, but he might have been struggling with a little bit of illness. He came off. Zinchenko, we know he's only just came back. He came off. And we bring on Tierney, who's fine. And we know Tommy Arsenal needs games, but, bring him on. Give him, 25 minutes? So 65, give him 25 minutes or so. Well, Brighton didn't read the script, did they? Let's be honest. They didn't read the script. No. They just kept coming for us and coming for us and coming for us. They pulled a goal back. And our fourth goal, by the way, after them putting the ball across our box and the way Thomas Partey dealt with it, and the ball getting played up to the halfway line, and that ball from Odegaard. That in itself, let me tell you, that ball in itself, the weight of it, Soph, is worth the admission money alone. It really is. He is the conductor of our team. He really is. And we're starting to see the best of him now. I know there's a lot of people who questioned because they maybe didn't see. I hope you're seeing it now. So, that, Martinelli goes through, outpaces Lamptey, which is difficult to do because Lamptey's quick, but Martinelli's quick. Gets the run on him, gets ahead, pokes it in. 4-1, we're thinking, game over. Then, Soph.
And I text you in desperation.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say, of that back four in the last 20 minutes, only really one player has had a lot of minutes. That's Gabriel. Tierney hasn't really, although Tierney done all right. Saliba in the last month, his first game was West Ham the other day. For what is it, 5 weeks? Looked a little bit rusty first half against West Ham, came into his own in the second half, but he still looks a bit rusty to me. So still looks a little bit rusty. And for their second goal, whereas normally he just deals with that, puts his body across and takes it. It hit his knee and went the wrong way, and he couldn't get back across the young lad, Ferguson. And what Ramsdale was doing, honestly, I don't know. Normally the keeper comes out and smothers it. Ramsdale goes like that, he puts it through him. So then we go 4-2. Then we're thinking, all right, just shut the shop up. Just shut the shop up. Brings on Holding. Takes off Odegaard. Holding comes on just to shut the shop up to see it through. And that Martoma on their left-hand side was lively.
Right.
He was lively. And he was offside, but he kept us on our toes when he scored that goal. He was offside. We got a little reprieve. But do you know what? I still think we would have won the game. Kept our hearts beating a little bit come the end of it. But do you know what, Sophie? This is the perfect response to the day, to the results of the day, and we've earned some respect today. Us, the Gooners, have. We've earned some respect because everybody's waiting on us to fail. But we go away and we win the game 4-2. Yeah, could it have been tidier? Of course it could. Could it have been better? Of course it could. Would we have preferred a 4-0? 100% we would have, so. But if we would have lost that game or drawn that game, that would have actually brought more questions than answers for us. So fair play to Mikel Arteta, fair play to the team for winning the game. Some of the performances weren't even up to par. But you know what, Soph? Our front three are flying. And that's what we need. We need teams to fear them boys at the top end of the pitch. I think Saliba will be better next game. I do. His third game, he'll get his wind, and he'll look at that. He'll look back at that, and he'll go, I'm embarrassed. He'll be embarrassed about that. Their second goal. He will be. And some of the things where they got through. But it's away from home. We take the away win, and we stretch our lead at the top to 7 points.
Amazing. Lovely opening, Super Kev. Delicious from you as per usual. And someone, I think it's Marcus or someone on who's listening on Facebook, I've been trying to make this go viral. Maybe you guys can help me because I labeled him Odegaard a while ago. Okay. And I want to start right there because Kev sent a little message to our good friend Dan Potts.
He's getting some stick, Potts. He is.
No, I mean, not about Arteta, about Maddison.
No, about...
Yeah. I mean, So, Odegaard, I want to do T-shirts. No Laguna, if you're listening. Stephen, we need Odegaard T-shirts with the strike going through the O. I don't know who put this together. I found it and I posted it, and I would love to credit whoever put this together if any of you know. Kev, where do we begin? You summed it up beautifully, but what I want to do is focus right here on the captain, because I want you to take me behind the white lines. When you see a player or you've experienced it yourself, you've had some adversity, you know you're super talented, you know you've got world-class potential in you, but it's not quite coming together. I think some of the resistance from Arsenal fans at the beginning of this season when we signed him officially after the loan is because the loan spell was up and down. We didn't see this Odegaard. But there were a lot of fans that believed in him and understood his talent. You and I were behind him from day one. We were like, what are we paying Real Madrid? Oh my gosh, another Another coup for the Arsenal.
Another balaclava job, yeah.
And the same way with Thomas Partey, like you said, the balaclava job. He seems to not only be loving his football right now. The one thing I said to you a few weeks ago is these players seem happy. A happy footballer is everything. Tell me about Odegaard, a similar situation, a player who comes into his own, believes, because some of the trickery we're seeing, that's coming from him just thinking, I am the man now. I think he believes that he is the captain and this is his team and he's the man now.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Sophie. I think he's grown. He's been growing this season. Because if you remember rightly, after the first game at Crystal Palace, we said we were constructively critical because there was opportunities where he had a chance to shoot and he wouldn't shoot, he would pass, and taking the game by the scruff of the neck when we know he can and he didn't. But now, Soph, he's got the captain's armband and his game is elevating week after week. And that break, I think the break's done him the world of good. He's come back. He's maybe assessed some of the games. And he's the man, Soph. Let's be really honest about this. He's the man who makes us tick at the top end of the pitch. Saka's are lively when he gets the ball. Martinelli's lively when he's got the ball. Eddie's lively when he gets the ball. Granit's lively when he gets the ball. These are the guys that we need to be lively when Odegaard gets the ball because he's a lender of the ball. He will get it, he'll pass it, he'll get it back, and he'll see a new picture. And that's the key. Picking the correct passes at the right times is what he does. And I think he's had to grow into that because it's not always easy, and to be able to assess it yourself. He's a very young captain of Arsenal. And again, I think the break has helped him maybe assess his game as well. And we need him to go on again, Soph. We need him to be like this for the rest of the season. We really do. And picking passes, scoring goals, being a threat, that's what we want. And he sets his own standards now, Soph. This is the standard.
And he's the same way Jesus set a standard, and Saka and Martinelli, you could see they've raised their game. I mean, the hustling today. I mean, it wasn't pretty all the time, like you said, Kev, but some of these players that are leading by example, don't have to be bellowing on the pitch and yelling and screaming. They're just the way they play, the expectations.
Follow me. Follow me.
That can have just as big an impact as someone who was like a old school captain like Tony Adams. Different methods, different styles, Kev, but as effective and more effective this way in the modern game.
Yeah, we want the same result. And Odegaard's not a screamer, as you could imagine. He's a mild-mannered guy. But he leads by example. He works hard. That's one thing he definitely does. He works hard. He plays his heart out for the badge. And he's supplying chances and he's scoring goals.
Kev, that pass, right? My cousin George phoned me. He was like, he said he pointed to him. He told him where to go. He literally told him what to do. Just run with his eyes, with his look. He just went boop, and he pinged it. I mean, that kind of passing we just haven't seen since, when Ozil was on fire and he was playing well. He was sublime with some of his passes, Kev. This is something that we've missed, the surgery part of having a surgeon in the team that can just destroy sides and defenses in a heartbeat. That was sensational. And Martinelli's run, unbelievable.
It is sensational. But you know what, Sophie? It's the weight of the pass. There was no stretching where the keeper could come and get it or anything. The pass was just perfect in going away from Lamptey, but in Martinelli's stride. So we just need to touch it towards the goal. Lamptey can't touch him. And the finish, the quick with the toe. the toe poke, was, I'm telling you, that's one of the hardest finishes to do.
Yeah.
At pace and a toe poke. That is so hard. It's hard for the goalkeeper, but it's hard to execute it. And Martinelli done it like a seasoned pro.
Because you have less control when you do that, don't you, Kev? It's got to be so precise.
Of course. And to direct it where the keeper doesn't just smother it. It's because it kind of goes through the keeper. The toe poke, that is a skill. One of the guys who perfected that in the world was Romario. You don't see many. You don't see many do the toe poke. Martinelli done the toe poke today and scored. Big up to him and big up to that pass.
So, Nick, this is what I was talking about a few weeks ago. Remember when I said, do we have our own holy trinity, our midfield? Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard. There is something special about them and this midfield, because to me, yesterday when we were talking with Warren, he was like, without Jesus, I fancy, the black and white to go in there and do the business. I don't think, I wouldn't feel intimidated. And he was asking, John Harkes the same thing. And he talked about our centre halves, and I was like, hold on a second. Even Rebecca was like, whoa, that's a bit harsh. I think our midfield is the best in the league right now, performance-wise. I'm not saying overall talent-wise, Kev. Performance-wise, playing as a unit.
As a unit, there's nobody better at the moment, and the results say that. let's be 100 here. The results say that, and it's been a while since we could say that. So it's been a hell of a while since we could say that. We've got a fit Thomas Partey, we've got a fit Granit Xhaka, and we've got a fit Martin Odegaard, and they are the engine room for us winning. It's amazing. It's amazing the transformation and the level now that we're at.
Yeah, it's totally different. Right. Let me do this, Kev. We can start going through the team, and then it will bring us to even more of our conversation. I had this up and I've lost it. Excuse me for my sniffling here. The stats for today, everyone: 14 shots for us, 9 for them, 7 on target for us, 5 for them, 68% possession for Brighton, 32% for us, Kev. I mean, talk about the
Don't
whole
it just
argument.
go to show? Don't it just go to show, Soph? People talk about possession. Possession's nothing unless you could execute. If you can't hurt the opposition, you could have the ball as long as you want. 32% and you lose, and we win 4-2. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Totally. I mean, then the pass accuracy is 8, and here's the passes, Kev. 597 passes for Brighton, 286 passes for us. That is efficiency of the highest order.
Big time.
And not exerting. I think we exerted a lot of energy in that game, but when you look at those stats, we conserved.
It looked a lot more comfortable than the stats sound, doesn't it?
Yes.
It was a lot more comfortable. It got hectic in the end solely because go 4-2 down, they score a goal that's offside, but it just makes the heart go a little bit. But Brighton really, for 65 minutes, weren't in it.
Okay. We committed 11 fouls, they 7. What is it going to take for Saka to actually get a ref to call a foul on him, Kev? What is it going to take?
So some of the officiating tonight was near on embarrassing. I'm telling you now, near on embarrassing. There's one where he gets pulled down on the edge of the box.
Yes.
And he looks
in
at
the second half.
Second half. He looks at it and just turns away.
The Gabriel booking at the end of the first half, where he just stepped over the ball to let Ramsdale take.
Yeah.
And it was Ramsdale that was wasting the time, let's be honest, not Gabriel. But Gabriel seems to be the new Xhaka for Arsenal. Oh, let's book Gabriel. He's trouble.
By the way, Gabriel had a really good game today.
He did.
Gabriel had a really good game.
He's been carrying Saliba
for the last couple of games.
Yep.
And, you know, there was times, obviously, in the first part of the season where we could say sometimes Saliba helped Gabriel. Now it's the other way around. You know, just until Saliba gets up to speed. You know, he's got to be up to speed for the next one. But Gabriel, I thought, was very good, as was Zinchenko and Ben White, by the way.
Ben White was so good in that first half.
Yes.
Really good. All right, so let's get to it, Kev. The rounding up is 3 yellow cards each, 7 fouls for them, 11 for us, 7 corners for them, 4 for us, and they got caught offside 5 times. The Premier League table, as it sits today, of course, we are top of the league. Manchester City second. United creeping into that 4th spot. Tottenham now out of the top 4. They play tomorrow, of course, and Liverpool won yesterday as well. And I'm having a brain fart as who's in 3rd.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, that's right. See, I've already forgotten about them, Kev.
No, don't we play them next?
Okay, let's go through the team. You got it?
Yep, Ramsdale in goal. So far, I'll be honest with you. Ramsdale done some good things, but it was another one of those games where he wasn't convincing, and I think when he has these games, the defense panics a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of his kicking, some of his decisions coming out for crosses, he's not getting there. Panics the defense a bit. And then some where he's coming for crosses, he takes them well, his handling was good. And then the times where he's flapping at things. I mean, their second goal, just look, it goes right through him. Where normally the keeper comes out and smothers it. He goes down like that to try and get the ball, and the lad just puts it straight through him. So I'm going to give Ramsdale a 6. So I'm just going to give him a 6. Today.
Yeah. Look, we all love Rambo, and he's been great for us. But there was only one player that made me nervous today, and it was him. I didn't feel that with anybody else in the side up until we'll get to the latest, the subs and stuff like that. But I just didn't. He made me a bit nervous for all the reasons you say, Kev. I'll give him a 6 as well.
Yeah, a 6.
Needs to calm down a little bit and stop. I don't know. He's like, you remember we said he got a bit too excited, maybe believing his own hype, getting a little overly over. Just needs to chill. Just needs to crank it down a notch.
But here's what we've got to look at as well, Sophie. He's been away with England for a while as well.
Yeah, I know.
This is only his second game back in, so he's getting his bearings again. First game was at home. Now he's got to get his bearings away from home. So, you know, listen, I'll take that into account. I'll give him that. That's why I didn't give him a 5. I gave him a 6. But we've definitely got to be better. Marcus is right. Saliba at times did make us
that was a fair comment.
Yeah, that was fair. So let's get on to Ben White. I thought Ben White had a really good game, was solid, done job, Soph, overlap when he needed to. The guy's just a consistent machine at right back who helps Saka when he needs it, leaves him alone when he needs to be left alone, and covers up when he needs to, makes tackles. I just think he's so consistent. I give Ben White 7, Soph, today. I thought he had a good game.
Yeah, I'll give Ben an 8. And he has become one of our most reliable, consistent players. There were moments in that first half, his touch. Lee Dixon was raving about him at one point in that first half. Just the way he reads the game, Kev. I don't think he gets enough credit for how he reads the game. And he's very composed. Doesn't panic.
Centre half as well. So he's a centre half playing at right back.
It's craziness.
Brilliant. Yeah. Quality.
I mean, for everybody, Kev, like people just think you're a footballer. You can play in any position. I mean, it's, you know, is it, I don't know. I've never played the game. Like, of course I played when I was younger, but of course not at this level.
But the demands are different.
Kev, you go centre half to right back, but playing for Arteta in this system too, the demands are way different.
Yeah, big time.
He is ice, Matty. He is. Okay, who's next?
And also, by the way, There's times where he plays centre back off a free, then he moves into right back, and then he plays high on the right when Saka comes inside and he has to overlap. So, listen, I think he does a great job. Zinchenko. So, I'll let you go on this one first.
Yeah, Zinny. I think I love this guy. I think he's amazing. I think what he brings to us in terms of going forward and how he supports the midfield. He's a master at that inverted role, Kev. We didn't see a lot of kind of pizzazz and razzle dazzle today because it wasn't needed. It was a very neat game from Zinny. The one thing I will say, sometimes, he leaves himself a little bit open at the back, but when you have the support coming in from the centre back position, it seems like we're okay against better opposition.
Gabriel, helps him.
Yeah, he helped him, but what he offers, and you saw the difference when the subs came on again. What he offers is on another level, and I love his energy. I love the way he plays. To me, he gets a solid 7.5.
7.5. I just think he just whenever he plays, he makes us so much better because he helps Thomas Partey in that midfield. Xhaka then could get further forward, which causes the opposition major problems, and is a technician on the ball. Hardly ever gives it away, keeps the ball moving, and you see us control the game a lot better. We kind of lost control of the game when he went off.
Totally.
And there's no disrespect to Tierney because Tierney's a good player, but he's not Zinny. And obviously Ben White went off, our two fullbacks. But it just goes to show how important the fullbacks are today, guys. When you see our two main fullbacks go off and two players come on who maybe haven't had the minutes that they need. Definitely Tomiyasu didn't have the minutes that he needed. And they're not quite up to speed. And they're trying to get there. And you lose control of that ball. And then Brighton start getting on. I give Zinchenko an 8. So I give him an 8 solely because without him, we don't dominate how we do. He is so instrumental to what we do. Had a functional game as opposed to a spectacular one. But I just think, we see him and he makes us so much better.
Yeah, and I agree, V-Dub, because someone just put a Chucky Balls or whoever said he's nowhere near as good as Tierney. Stop. I mean, if you can't see the difference in the team when he's not playing, and of course, Tierney's a good player, and he's done well when he's come in for Zinchenko. Tomiyasu's done even better when he's come in for Zinchenko on that side. But he is levels above Tierney, and you see that. Yeah. Kev needs the specs. Ooh, New Year's Eve throwdown right there. Don't think so, mate. Don't think so. Who's next, Kev?
Next is William Saliba. So, do you want to go or do you want me to go on this one?
I'll do real quick. Not his best game. Rusty. You could tell he's been away. Didn't really shush anyone today. But not concerned yet. You mentioned at the top of the show that he's not been on song. There's a lot going on. You lose a World Cup final. It's not easy. Even though you weren't part of the team throughout the tournament, like playing, the way the starting 11 did, but you're still part of that squad and you lost the World Cup final. And it's not easy. And you were there the whole time. Again, not easy. He gets a 6 for me today, Kev. And I think it was a fair statement from the listener earlier that said Saliba made them a little bit nervous.
Worried.
What do you think, Kev?
Yeah, I listen. I agree. I agree with the rating as well. I thought Saliba was a 6. I thought he was a 6 because in the first half, when you got Ben White beside you, Gabriel and Zinchenko, we didn't really have any problems, Soph. But it's when these guys go off, that's when we need Saliba to be Saliba. That's when we need him to be able to help Tomiyasu. And we looked all over the place. We looked all at sea at times. And I know it's only his second game back, so I give him the benefit of the doubt because we know how good this young man is. So I just think 2 games, he'll get his legs again, get his bearings, and he'll be better from here on in. So I'll give him a 6. Not his greatest game, but hey, we won, didn't we? We won the game, and we'll take it.
But also, Kev, what you and I have said with Saliba and Gabriel, a bit like last season, everyone was ragging on Ben White that Gabriel was, holding him together,
The
right?
dominant one, yeah.
Yeah. And then we've seen what the evolution of Benjamin White. At the beginning of this season, a lot of people were worried about Gabriel. Oh, he's making mistakes. He's going to cost us. Da-da-da. And now who's the man at the back, and he's carrying.
It's
this is the beauty. When was the last time we were in a position where if one player was having a bit of a stinker, on the other could carry? It's been a very long time. This is the evolution of this team. The only time we've all had a stinker in one go was PSV away in the Europa League this season.
Yeah.
But there's been good balance, Kev, between players performing and not.
Big time. So well said, by the way. So let's get on to Gabriel, who I thought was his dominant self. He done everything he could on his side. Look, we made some changes and we weren't the same. But I thought he's been so consistent in the last 2 games, especially. Done whatever he's needed to do. And I just think he doesn't get the credit he deserves, this guy, Soph. Honestly.
I agree.
I don't think he gets the credit he deserves, because he's got to be the aggressive one. He's got to be the one who goes in after players, who makes the challenges, who is aggressive on the floor and in the air. And sometimes that can leave you a little bit open, but he seems to have got his calm head on, even though he's being aggressive. He's not doing crazy things. So, listen, I love Gabby. I love him in the side. I give Gabby an 8 today. Held that back 4 together when sometimes it was creaking. So, to say the least, it was creaking.
DJ, I agree. He's a Don. And we have said on this show, and we had Tom Canton on this show, where we bust the myth about this Gabriel kind of, at the time fans wanted to take Juventus money and stop. You know how hard it is to find a defender like him, and with the foot that Arteta wants as well. It's not easy. Kev, I love him, and I love how he's handled himself, not making the Brazil squad, keeping his head down, never complained, nothing, comes out, throws his zingers on Twitter. He's a leader. He is such a good player. I've lost count how many aerial duels he's won this season for us. I loved seeing him today, barking orders. He was commanding at the back. He gets a 9 for me today. He gets a 9. Deserves it.
Love it, Soph. Love it. So we move into the midfield.
Yes,
and
sir.
the anchor, the general in there, Thomas Partey. What were your thoughts on Thomas Partey, Soph?
I'm going to keep this short, sharp. What a player. I mean, I have been critical of Thomas Partey. And I think it's because we've known the talent that he is and the ability that he has. I think the injury-prone stuff is frustrating, and that's where maybe some Arsenal fans started having doubts. But my goodness, what a player, Kev. And I text you right away when the goal went in. Thomas Partey made that goal happen, that first goal.
Definitely.
Winning possession in midfield. They were on the counter there.
They were on the counter, that's right.
That was so dangerous. Thomas Partey, for me, is everything. And he gets a 9. He gets a big, juicy 9. And you know what? People keep saying, Jesus, without him, how are we going to do? How are we going to be? Kev has always said on this show, protect him at all costs.
Protect the general at all costs. I'm telling you. Sophie, I go right with you as a 9. You could see whenever he's there, he's just got this calming influence. He's got this calming influence about the midfield. When he goes back there, the way he plays, he always passes the ball with the right weight. Setting us up. And anybody who watches our 4th goal, Brighton are on the attack. The ball comes into the box. Thomas Partey controls it in our own box, and watch what happens from there, where he plays it around, and then we get out, and then Odegaard springs Martinelli for the 4th goal. Just watch it. Incredible. And you know what? Mikel Arteta was right to take him off because
Yes.
we need him. We need to protect him as much as we can. Fully fit. We're 4-1 up at the time. Take him off. Take him off. El Nani, come on. Do what you can. As long as we win the game, I don't care. Because this guy, the conductor, the general, whatever you want to call him, he is mustard. And you know what? He means more to us than any other holding midfield player means to their team in the Premier League. Thomas
100
Partey is that important to us. So he gets a 9.
100%, Kev. 100%.
Tammy, how many likes we got?
Okay, let's bring Vinny out. A little short interlude right here, just like in the cinema back in the day. Remember the old intermissions, Kev, when you used to go to the pictures back in the day? You're making out with the girls in the cinema. Hey, Kev, you remember?
Yeah, I was like that. Oh, so those were the days. I tell you, my God, those were the days.
All right, hit the like button, everyone. There's 350 odd of you in live chat on this New Year's Eve. Fantastic for joining us. That many of you on New Year's Eve. We know you have a lot of things to be doing, but of course, the Squaddy Nation is here. Stay to the end because we're giving away coins and we're giving away a book and we're giving away stuff. You're not going to want to miss it. There could be a shocker in the house, or will there or won't there be? We will see. Stay to the end. Super Kev.
There better not be, I tell you. Granit Xhaka, Granit Xhaka, who I thought had a functional game as opposed to a spectacular game today. I thought he done whatever he needed to do today. He got through a lot of hard work, graft, dirty stuff, being in our own box late on, clearing balls. I thought he played well within the system today. And you know what? I give Granit Xhaka an 8. We needed him to be that good at what he does.
Yeah, so remember we talked about early on when Arsenal fans weren't getting it, that Odegaard works in the shadows. Partey somewhat, when he wasn't appreciated, works in the shadows.
Shadows as well, yeah.
Yeah, I thought, and I don't even know if I don't even care. Maybe I don't have a picture. Of course I have a picture of Xhaka. Here it is. Not in the black kit, but here we go. I thought he worked in the shadows today and did a professional job. He gets a 7.
Cool. Gets a 7. Now, I'm going to let you lead on this one. The captain, Martin Odegaard.
Martin Odegaard. I love him. I want to wrap him up in cotton wool and put him on my windowsill and keep him safe alongside Saka.
Martinelli. And
Martinelli
and
Partey
Eddie's Eddie's a new addition.
Masked Gunner on Twitter, hilarious, sent us a tweet, Kevin. He said, what are we going to do if Eddie gets injured?
Yeah, I did actually see that, and I thought, let's ask that on the squad. No, but he's got a point. He has got, think about it, so he's actually got a point. Because now Eddie's got a goal a game, 2 games, 2 goals.
If you include the cup, was there a cup game, a cup goal? He's got 3 in a row, 2 Premier League. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, squaddies, please.
No, there was no cup game after the World Cup.
4?
We didn't have one.
Okay.
2 and 2.
Talking out my,
let's call him 2 and 2. 2
okay,
and 2.
2 and
right?
2. 2 and 2 for Eddie. We'll get to him.
But
Odegaard
2 and 2 when the pressure's on.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing, I think.
Yes, he did. He scored in the Carabao Cup. Thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
But that was way before.
I know, but still, he's lost.
No, I'm not just saying that he's not scored. No, but I'm not saying he hasn't scored. I'm just saying now is when the pressure's on.
Yeah,
the Carabao Cup isn't the
it.
pressure. You know what I mean? Now, when Jesus is injured, everybody's looking for Eddie to fail, kind of thing. We want him to do well, but if he fails, he ain't good enough. Well, do you know what? What's he proving, Soph?
Should we just carry on with Eddie and give Eddie score? Because seeing as we go back to the captain, I listen, to come into the team, Kev, and be under that amount of pressure when you are replacing a player that is beloved already, has become a cult hero in a heartbeat, is so hard. And I even said yesterday on the show, he can't do it long term. Short term right now, work out. Long term, he can't. I want him to continue making me look like a total fool. That's what I want. Eddie gets an 8 today. Did well, grinded, holds the ball up well, Kev. I think he doesn't get enough credit for
Well,
the muscle he puts into the game. As a striker,
I was pleasantly surprised today at his link-up play, his hold-up play, his movement, and he's playing against Dunk, who's a bit of a brawler, isn't he? He'll maul you and all that kind of thing. Eddie stood up to him, and actually there was one where Eddie ran over the top, and Dunk pushed him in the box. It could have been a penalty, but the referee, yet another decision, weren't interested in even looking at itself. But he definitely pushes him in the box, pushes him into the ball, actually. And Eddie's doing fine. Eddie's not making us look like we're suffering up there, Soph. We're still carrying a serious threat. You know, all the front players are scoring. Second game in a row, Soph. All 3 forwards have scored. That'll do us. I'll take that. Eddie gets an 8 from me as well, Soph.
4 different goal scorers, Kev. We've said this season our point of difference, and you put the demand last year. You said we've got to start getting more goals from our wide players, our midfield, and it is happening. And look, we saw how he suffered in the past. Aubameyang's not scoring. Can't rely on Saka all the time, poor kid.
Lacazette not scoring.
Lacazette
Can't
not
rely
scoring.
on Saka all the time. Can't rely on Martinelli all the time. Smith Rowe came up trumps last season.
Yes.
For a lot of the time. No Smith Rowe, but we are sharing the goals out, which is what I love. I love it. Absolutely love it.
All right, Demsek, I know they're also, what happened to, well, we're going back to the captain.
We're going back to the captain. He's a 10 for you, Sophie. He's a 10 for me. And I just think somebody of his quality in the hectic pace of the Premier League game always seems to look like he's got time. He always seems he's got time. He always seems, he plays at his own speed. And you think, oh, he's not quick and, you know, he's not, but he's technically gifted. He's a lender of the football. He'll give it, he'll get it back, new picture. Give it and get it back, new picture. Next minute, no look, it's in behind. Martinelli's on the way. See you later. He's amazing. The guy's amazing. 10 for me, Soph, and 10 for you.
I'm so excited. I'm putting this in chat so we don't forget it. A lender of the football, says Super Kev.
Yeah.
A lender of the football. It's just that move in the penalty box. The 4 defenders, the 4 Brighton defenders, Kev. Dixon was like, well, they're just standing there admiring it. They're just like, he's starting to intimidate opposition, which is great. I love. How long has it been? You and I talked about the tunnel. Standing in the tunnel now. It's a different vibe.
People are looking over. They're actually scared to look. So teams were scared to look. You know, just don't look. Concentrate on your game. And then they hear the boot studs coming down. And there we are right beside them. And then you could see them like, you know, doing that, wanting to look. They catch the shirt and you could see them. They're petrified. So they're petrified. That's what we need.
You know, and your comment about the fact that he slows the game down in the Premier League. It's almost impossible to do unless you have got quality.
Quality.
That's what De Bruyne does. He just slows everything down.
He plays at his pace. He will speed it up and slow it down and do all that. That's the gift that these guys have. And let me tell you, I know football. I could never do that. That's not my game. But players who can do that are worth their weight in gold, Sophie. Let me tell you, they are. They're amazing. Yeah. Hey, that was the balaclava job, Sparrotta. 91. We
Totally.
went over, got him for cheap. What would he be worth now?
Jeez.
Double money, and then
Easy.
some.
I mean, if Mudryk is like being talked about 70, 80, you're talking about a player who's already kind of shown. Yeah, I mean, Mudryk shown in the Champions League and stuff like that. But yeah, Kev, the value, our ROI on these players, market wise, all of them, Benjamin, Odegaard, Martinelli, Partey.
Now we've got some assets.
Yes.
Whereas before we were giving them away, having to pay them to leave. Now we've got some assets.
It was Del Boy style before. Rodney, what's in the back?
Do you want to buy a couple of players? I've got. Jeez.
Who's next, Kev?
Next is Bukayo Saka. I wonder.
Rebecca and I yesterday.
Is there anything this guy can't do?
No. We were arguing yesterday about who's going to adopt him, and apparently she filed the papers because she interviewed him the other day, and she was saying on the show yesterday, Kev, that he is one of the nicest boys. Of course, we all know that. But at the end of his interview, he went back. He thanked Rebecca and the gang for saying, "Thank you for saying all of those nice things about me." I mean, this kid. I mean, his parents deserve a knighthood. How they've raised this child, who's become a man. And let me tell you, Kev, I picked this picture especially to show you. Look at him. He's
powerful now.
Look at him. Look at his legs.
Sophie's powerful now. I mean, against West Ham for what was it? Our third goal where he bounced Declan Rice in the midfield.
Yes.
50-50. He bounced him, won the ball, passed it on to he passed it to Odegaard. Odegaard passed it to Xhaka. Xhaka passed it to Martinelli. Sorry, it was the second goal. He's strong. But so here's the beautiful thing about these babies. They're 2021 now. And they're only going to get better. That's why, Soph, we have to sign these boys up. We've got to wrap them up and sign them up. We don't want these boys leaving our club and coming back and killing us. No chance.
He can't
Not
leave
when we've had them in our building.
There'll be anarchy.
We've had them in our building. No chance. So, again, the contracts. And one thing I don't even want to talk about, Soph, with these boys is the money. These boys have earned whatever their club are going to pay them. They've earned it.
Yes.
These boys have earned it. And they've earned it the hard way, Soph, when Flack was flying around through C19 and all this kind of thing. Listen, but I'm not only talking about him, Martinelli. Now there's Saliba there. We need these boys to be the cornerstone of our football club for the next decade.
Yes, Kev.
We need them all to turn 30, 31 together.
We do, Kev. You cannot let this moment pass you by. You absolutely have to capitalize on it. Kev has said from before about Vieira never replacing him. We have said on this show, I'm saying that a lot today, but we have, and we're circling back because it's like, this is the moment, this is the now. Not going all in with when we had Ozil and Santi and Alexis Sanchez and building around that. This is the time, this is the moment, 7 points clear. You cannot let someone like, there will be anarchy on the streets of North London, Kev.
Well, he gets a 9 from me.
He gets a 9 from me too.
and you know as well, so he gets some rough treatment out there as well.
When is he going to get the respect?
He gets
from the officials.
He gets some rough treatment, let me tell you. And I just think, I look at some of the challenges on him, and if that was on a Man City player, the referee would be straight to the book. I thought the officiating today, that'd be straight. some of the officiating I'm not pleased with when it comes to Martinelli and Saka, because these boys get some rough treatment. I thought Martinelli was good today as well, considering he's playing against, Lamptey, who's quick, and Martinelli relies on his speed.
Lamptey was really good in that first half, Kev.
Lamptey was good, tenacious. He's a good player. I mean, there was chat that maybe we would go for him, but as you could see, obviously we haven't. But Martinelli worked it out. This is what I love about these youngsters. He worked out how to get him, and he done him for the Eddie goal, and then he done him for the fourth goal. That's why Martinelli gets a 9 as well, Sophie. Impact in the team. Impact.
Martinelli is the perfect example. Within the first half, he was frustrating himself a little, and I'm sure Arsenal fans were a little frustrated. There was a moment where he and Eddie in the first half shot the ball, and he could have just slotted it to Saka, but they're so want to make something happen, but not to the point where they're overly trying too hard. They're just hungry. There's a difference between the two. And Martinelli's so hungry, but he was a little bit frustrating, but he kept in the game. He never gave up. And that's the difference.
His mindset adjusted in the second half on how to attack Lamptey. And he didn't shy away from it. He went for it. Created 2 goals, Soph. Set one up and scored the other one. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he gets an 8.5 for me today, Martinelli.
Cool. 8.5. Tomiyasu.
Okay.
Tomiyasu, Tierney, Elneny, and Holding. So let me
preface this. Let me preface this for you, because a lot of questions have come in, and I saved it here because I'm going to encapsulate this under Guna Colt's question. Can we please highlight how vulnerable we look once Partey went off? I think we need more than a striker. Then the other questions that have come in, Kev, is Tomiyasu, another one who maybe looked rusty.
Yeah, and we get that because he hasn't played. So again, going to the World Cup, and he was playing certain games, and he was coming off the bench in certain games, etc. Getting to the speed was difficult. I agree with that score for Tommy. I give Tommy a 4. He did look rusty. But our problem is, Soph, we haven't got any time to give these guys opportunities to get game time unless we put them in. To get their level, we need to be putting them in, and that's what we do. And sometimes it works for you. Sometimes it works against you. And today, it seemed to be a little bit counterproductive. But Tomiyasu, Tierney, Holding will be better. Elneny as well will be better for getting on that pitch and grinding the rest of the game out. That's what I will say. They will be better for it.
So, Kev, that's another thing. George Foamy goes, he's making the subs too soon, right? With 30 minutes to go. He goes, these guys, and Matty K was saying that they need a bit more of, they're not warm. They're not, you know what I mean? How hard is it though? We've got a game in 3 days against Newcastle.
Yeah,
the only way
that's where you got to balance. So that is the balance. You have to, when you make the decision, you have to trust it.
I thought it was the right decision, personally. I thought it was the right decision.
I still say it's the right decision because do you know what, Soph? Here's the crazy thing. You go up against Newcastle and somebody gets injured at fullback, and you bring Tomiyasu on who hasn't played any minutes. What do you reckon's going to happen?
Exactly.
So we need him to get minutes so he feels he starts to get that level again. He starts to get that feeling again. I'd rather him struggle a little bit against Brighton when we're 4-1, 4-2 up than bring him on in a game where, God, this is a game against a team who could really hurt us.
Yeah.
I mean, really
and
hurt
Kev, Brighton was at 7th place. They've been good this season. They're not like a chump change team.
Sophie,
World Cup players in their side.
They're a dangerous side for us. Brighton are a dangerous side for us. So again, I give Tommy Arsenal 5. You could easily say, yeah, he made the decision a bit too early.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't take them off, and then Ben White or Partey or whoever pulls up,
Exactly.
then we're going to say, why didn't he just take them off when we're 4-1 up? So, the manager has a tough decision. I think he made the right decision. Yeah, we got a little bit weaker, actually a lot weaker, but we saw the victory out. That's what good teams do.
And here's this Mask Gunner, MG. I'll give him 5. I'll give him 5. People forgetting we've got an FA Cup game as well against Oxford.
Yeah, coming up.
So, and then we've got the enemy, and then Man United as well. It's going to be a very intense January, people. Who's next, Kev?
Kieran Tierney. I thought Kieran Tierney done okay when he came on. I thought he was tenacious. I thought there was a lot going on down that right-hand side because we kind of lost control of the midfield a little bit when Thomas Partey goes off. But I thought Kieran Tierney done all right. I'll give Kieran Tierney a 6, Soph.
I think, listen, he comes in, he does a good job. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans are worried because he's not starting. How long is he going to stay? I think we underestimate what Arteta is, how he's managing this. And he's probably saying, look, at Manchester City, you need a squad to win. Everyone's going to get their shot, right? Tierney's going to become very important this January, Kev, and this February. Yes. He's going to have games. He will play.
Big time.
He will play. And I think he did decent. And he gets a 7 for me. I love this guy. I hope he stays. I don't want him to go. Obviously, I'd understand if he wants to start, but hopefully he gets where the team's going as well. So, yeah.
Mohamed El Neni. Soph. Wasn't on a long time. But...
I mean, talk about a player who hasn't played. It's not really fair to pick apart El Neni's game coming in to just close things up against Brighton away, is it, Kev?
No, but listen, he wasn't at fault, really. The midfield, he's not a Partey, we know that, but I still think he done all right. I thought he done all right in midfield. Our problems were coming down the flanks and mostly our right-hand side, their left. That's where all the problems started to come from.
Yeah. You can see the worrying thing again is like it's almost like a broken record. Arsenal fans say it all the time. Without these starters, we're still building a squad. So, but if they can come in for 10 minutes, help close a game, that's all that matters at this point, Kev.
Yes, to give the others a breather. I give El Neni a 6.
I give him a 5.
Okay, and Rob Holding was on late, so
he gets
going to give him a 5. I'm just going to give him a 5
for putting the shirt on, and his hair is sensational. It just continues to flourish.
Yeah, the fans, Soph. The fans.
Why don't I let you, as an ex-player, forget me? I'm
No.
Okay.
Let's see what you think of the fans.
Okay. So I don't have my fan picture, but I've been to a few Arsenal games this year. God, so lucky to have gone to away games and be at the Emirates. And it is night and day. Being a fan of the Arsenal Football Club, this is the time, this is the moment, this is what we've been waiting for, dreaming of, to be back competing in the Premier League and have a team of players that we can fall in love with again. And sometimes you fall in love with 1 or 2. My goodness, I'm in love with 11, 12, 13. They are a special group. And the fans have been integral. This 12th man thing, which is huge in American sports, is very relevant to Arsenal Football Club. They've been amazing. The away fans this season deserve an award. If there was an award for away fans, a Premier League award, it should go to the Arsenal. They're unbelievable. You could hear them on the telly.
Big time.
And how many of them were there today? The fans
drowning out everybody else.
The fans get a 12 for being a 12th man. And I'm proud of them. And I'm proud to be an Arsenal fan again. I've always been proud to be an Arsenal fan. There were times where we were at each other's throats because of the fact that we love our club so much. But I am so proud to stand beside that. A game at Old Trafford, we lost 3-1. You would never have thought it. I've never seen anything like that. That was unbelievable.
Yeah. Fans for me, obviously 10 out of 10. Outstanding yet again. Do you know what? And it's easy for people to worry. But they don't look worried. They look like they're there having a good time. And they're there to support the team. You know, not just attend. They're there to support the team. And you could hear them before the game. You could hear them during the game. And you hear them after the game. 10 out of 10. You give them 12 out of 10. So the fans were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic today. Yeah, again.
Matty K says, when the fans shout your name, does it make you play better? He thinks the answer is yes. I mean, it inspires you. Maybe it doesn't make you play better, but you...
Well, listen, let me tell you something. It's better to be liked, isn't it?
You've been on the other side.
Yeah, been on the other side. It's a lot better to be liked. A lot better to be liked. Because when you turn, when the crowd... That's why when teams play away, first thing that they always say is quieten the crowd. Because if you can quieten the crowd, the team aren't getting fed positivity. So then you can hopefully take over. But the moment Arsenal crowd, they're on it. That's why Arsenal started like a whirlwind, because they know we've got the 12th man with us.
Yep.
At the Emirates, go down. The crowd at Arsenal, it's unbelievable. This fills the players with so much positivity. You've got to understand, the fans have been outstanding. Keep that up to the end of the season. I'll tell you, we go close. I'm telling you now. We'll go close.
All right.
We will go close to it.
There's
one more.
One more, Kev.
The manager, Mikel Arteta.
I mean, I'm sure there were moments in that second half at the end there, Kev, where he was dying inside. He looked like he was cool, but there's no way.
He's giving it that. Think about it, guys. Come on. Yeah, think about it. Or he's either saying that or he's saying, you're all bloody mental back. What's happening? But listen, I think he got things right today. He got the response to the results right. We've earned the respect of so many because of him. And he's had to make decisions today that could have been costly, but it actually worked out. Now we've got a better squad ready for the Newcastle game, because now players have got minutes.
Yeah.
Got to travel back from Brighton now, and then they've got to get into training, recover, and then we've got a massive, massive game against Newcastle, which I'm not sure whether I'm doing either. I'm either doing Arsenal Newcastle, or I'm doing Everton Brighton.
Oh, I hope it's Arsenal Newcastle.
I do too. But if it isn't, hey, after today's result for Everton, I'll take it.
Yeah, totally. So, I was so happy for your top.
Sky. That's going to be on Sky. And,
nice.
And earlier on in the day, I'm doing TalkSport as well on.
Very nice.
Third. All of this on the third.
Yeah. So Kev's giving you. So this our schedule as well, and I'm doing Sky.
Arteta gets a 9 today, Soph.
Yeah, I'm doing Sky Sports Tuesday morning, Kev, as well. So
Tuesday?
Yeah, well, yeah, Tuesday.
Cool.
I'm giving him an 8.5. I think the subs could have come. I agree with the decision. I think a lot of change sometimes can hurt a team, but I thought he managed the game well. 8.5.
8.5. Okay.
Yeah. All right. That is it for the post game, but I do have an announcement to make, because we're going to get stuck into a little bit more of the nuts and bolts of this performance. And the next game, we're going to look ahead to Newcastle a little bit too, with some very special guests on the Monday Madness show. We have, you loved it last time they were on. You've been asking us when it's going to happen again. And we are going to be joined by Clive and Elliot from Arsenal Vision podcast. So I love sitting back and listening to Clive and Kev and Elliot talk about the tactics, and I learn a lot when I listen to these guys, and so I'm really looking forward to that
Well,
show.
I'm going to be on location, so
Right.
I might be on my phone.
Okay, that's fine. We'll take you however we can, Super Kev. We'll take you on your phone. We'll take you on your iPad. We will take you how we can. Trevor's 7 favorite podcast. Yeah, the crossover show. We love that show. So yes, it'll be fantastic. Right. Santa Kev, Santa Campbell is back. All right. It's been quite a year. We've appreciated each and every one of you. As you know, we wanted to create something special to give you guys. But before we get to the coin, Super Kev on the last show asked us to pick a number between 1 and 11. And the number that came out was number 3. There were
by Sophie.
Yes, I kind of ruined it to be honest. I almost ruined it, but not quite, right? So 4 people, believe it or not, there were lots of 6s, and I went back and had to listen to that show was an hour and a half, by the way. Next time, remind me to write this stuff down as I'm doing it. So there are, in my Highbury Squad hat right here, I have the names, Kev, and Russell. I'm going to draw the name out of the hat. I was going to ask Tony to do it, but she's resting. Vinny and Vespa, they're chewing their chew right now. So here we go. Right. Here. It's all legit, people. In the hat. This is for the Paul Davis book gifted by Mr. Super Kevin Campbell, and the name that has come out of the hat is, Ruben's gonna die, Terence Tibbs.
Terence Tibbs. Okay, pull another one out, Soph.
Pull another one out?
Yep, pull another one out. Go on.
Why?
Pull another one out, the hat.
Okay. Give me a minute. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Terence Tibbs. For your, if you haven't, please send her your address. If you haven't sent her your address, please send your address to Sophie so I can get the book to you.
Matty K, no. Okay. You sure you want me to pull another name out the hat?
Yep, go on.
Okay, here we go.
I know who's in there, but
excuse me, I'm dying here, but it's all worth it.
I know who's in there because he got a free. I know who's in there.
Shake it. I wrote them really badly because I'm not well.
Can't see it. Hold on.
It does say Newman.
Newman's won a book. No, can you redraw that, please? Can you redraw? Newman. Oh my God.
Finally won something.
Newman, you've won a book, mate. Fair play to you. Well done. And it's not for your art. You've won a book. So, Newman, if you get the chance, please send Sophie your address. And please, Sophie will get it to me and I will get the book to you. Can you pull another one out the hat, please, Soph?
I don't have any more in there.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
I don't know where my other 2 names went. Hold on 1 second.
Geez.
It's because I'm not well. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, well, do we? If we know who they are,
do it live.
If we know who they are,
you're giving away another one. Okay.
Another 2.
There's only 2 left.
No, we're giving it because it was supposed to be 5.
Yeah.
But there's only 4 who won it, so 4 get it. So Newman, you're in.
He's in. The other name in the hat is Marcello.
Well, Marcello, if you could get Sophie your address, please, and I will get the book to you. Newman and Terence, And I'm sure, Sophie, you would let me know when you can the
It's
last
not a
name.
fix. Please bear with me. I'm can you hear? The other two names, I must have left them in the bedroom on the side of I wrote them in there this morning. So I
Right.
apologize, all right?
All right.
My
Don't
drawing
worry.
from the hat. Also, Kev caught me by surprise.
We'll post it. We'll post it and let you know who's won as well.
Well
So,
done, Marcello.
well done, Marcelo. Let Sophie know your address, please. Where do they send it? Yeah,
the Highbury Squad at gmail.com. The Highbury Squad at gmail.com is not pure. Listen, favoritism.
No, don't. Just don't, Soph, don't. Newman will tell you it is not favoritism because he wins nothing, but he's won today. So it definitely can't be favoritism with that, Art.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's not over yet. We're going to give away more stuff.
Well done. All the
well
winners,
done.
Well done.
Okay, 3 books given away by Super Kev, courtesy of him. Paul Davis book. Just realised my mic was very close, but these guys would have told me if I sounded too loud. Try not to sniffle over everyone. 3 books, Super Kev, courtesy of this legend. Marcello, well done. Terence, well done. And Newman, finally. Remember, you have not been rewarded for your art. You have been rewarded for your number.
Can I put a caveat in there for Newman?
Sure. Not to be an asshole in 2023?
No, that will never happen. That's never going to happen. But
Benzo.
Let's just make sure, Newman, no more of that art.
The squaddies are going to miss it, though.
No, but hold on, I've not finished yet. With me looking like Roger Melly, the man on the telly, please. Matty, you put it on Twitter and it was perfect. Roger Melly, the man on the telly, was like that, right? With a face like that, it was brilliant.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, we're not done yet. We're going to give away 2 Highbury Squad coins now as well, but they're not coming out the hat. I'm going to pick one, and Kev's picking one. So this has been just a joy, and the banter it's caused is superb. It's just been brilliant, to be honest with you. We love how everyone's been so excited about it all. And I'm going to give a coin away to someone who comes on and co-hosts with me regularly, does an amazing job supporting our women's team, has just been hugely supportive of us on social media. He's just a really all-round epic person who has been basically listening to me since day one, 11 years ago when I started on World Football Daily. And that Highbury Squad coin, this Highbury Squad coin, goes to Demian Arriaga, who tonight is playing a New Year's Eve show, Kev, with Miley Cyrus and Dolly Parton in Miami. Right. That is going to be the big show here in the United States. And so Demian is a recipient of the Highbury Squad coin. And he plays the panhandle for the kids whenever he's on the show. So well done, Demian. Well done. Congratulations to you. Super Kev.
Well, I thought long and hard about this, Soph. There's been a lot of good people who come on here, and there's been some great people, and I've got to say, I'd love to give you all one, to be honest. But if it's only one, I've hit the Rolodex and the Rolodex has gone round and it stopped at a D. And the name is Demsek.
Oh, nice.
It stopped at Demsek. And because I always see Demsek in the chat, I always see him doing bits and pieces, and it stopped at Demsek. So I think Demsek deserves it at this time. We'll be giving more away, and there'll be more books, but Demsek gets the Highbury Squad coin.
Nice one, Super Kev. I love that choice. Very, very well done.
Someone a bit different.
Yep, lovely. Brilliant stuff. Newman, come back with another campaign next year. But remember your warning from Kev. They want Blakey. They want him.
Oh, Newman. Oh, he hasn't won, has he? Oh, my God. Oh, bloody marvellous, that, isn't it? Marvellous.
Brilliant stuff. Well done.
I get you, judges.
Brilliant. Super Kev, thank you so much for everything this year. It's just been brilliant. Every time I get to talk football with you, I pinch myself. I just love and adore you. The way you support our community. There's no other player out there like you. The way you support the Arsenal community, the Everton community, Nottingham Forest, those crazy Turks, Trabzonspor, still love you. You're a cult hero there, an icon. I am forever grateful that our paths crossed. And I just wanted to say a massive thank you to you, not only for what you do for us here on this show and just being able to converse with fans, but also all the other stuff that you do that people just don't see, the good that you do for everyone, the messages you send. When I ask you, it's like, boom, there's a video for someone. You just are an incredible human being. And I wanted to say thank you so much for the year. And God bless you. Great health, your family, everything. Your sons, wishing Ty another brilliant 2023, coming back from his injury.
23, it was 23 on the 28th.
And it was his birthday. Happy birthday, Ty, from everyone here at Squad Central.
He had a nice birthday.
Didn't get to send a message out because of all the things that were going on. But yeah, thank you, Kev. You're amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Sophie. Listen, it's great being part of a community that cares for each other. And do you know what? We started in difficult times, remember? Didn't we? We really started way back in difficult times. And look at us now. We've weathered the difficult times. And now, Gooners, New Year's Eve, we're in the Ritz. We're in the Ritz tonight. We're loading it up, larging it up. We've got the shampoo on ice. We're in the big fluffy dressing gown. Match of the day is going to be on tonight. Or if you want to put your glad rugs on and go out, you can do that. But you know you're going back to the Ritz, the top of the top. And that's where we are. We've earned it, Gooners. You know that. We have earned it. We've gone through the tough, difficult times, battling. But we always had the focus. And here's one thing I will say to you. The January window opens tomorrow.
Gosh.
7 points clear. And you know what? If we could secure a transfer or two, it is going to put the fear of God into some of those other teams. Let me tell you. Because right now, we're already, as far as they're concerned, punching. We should have capitulated way back. But if we then begin to strengthen from a position of strength, whoa. So we believe Mudryk is close. I'd like to see that announced Monday or Tuesday.
He was Instagramming during the game again.
Yeah, listen, Monday or Tuesday, Soph. I'd like that to be announced. See him come over in an Arsenal shirt. Bang. We've got another weapon. Because you know what? You look at our bench, and if we ever have to, change somebody, where's the dynamism? Where's that electric player? He's one. He's going to have to adjust and all that. But you know what? When you got the attributes that he's got, and yeah, we do need 2 or 3 more, but he's probably the first. He wants to come to our club. Zinchenko's done a great job. So.
Van Dijk did a great job on Gakpo.
Hey,
We have done a good job on
We've
Mudryk.
done a good job on Mudryk, and I'd love to see that announced in the first couple of days, in the next 48 hours, so. You know, give us another lift to know that the ownership are backing the manager and the team to go for it. That's all we want. Just go for it. If we fall short, we fall short. When you're in this position, Sophie, let's go for it. So squaddies and everybody, so much love for this woman here. Without her, there is no Highbury Squad. You know that. And I can't be on all the time, but I always watch the shows, and Sophie just puts on the best shows with the best chats. And some of them are spicy, some of them are hot, but you know what? You're always getting original. You're always getting the best, and you're getting original content like no other. And you, squaddies, always responding, always with a kind heart and a clean heart, which absolutely makes us such a fantastic Arsenal community. And it's one that I know Sophie's proud of it. I'm proud of it. That's why I keep coming back. Because if you weren't, I don't need to be here. But I keep coming back because there's so much love in here. I love you. I love you all. So make sure you tell everybody Happy New Year. You love them. Wish them good health. Wish them prosperity in 2023. Because let me tell you something. 2023 is going to be a special year. I don't know if you can feel it, but I can feel it.
It's a whole other coin, Kev.
It's going to be a special year. Let me tell you. It's going to be a special year. The Highbury Squad coin is there for listen. Having I'm not even going to start on that. So, what kind of coin we'll do next? But listen, look after yourselves, everybody. I know the time zones might be different wherever you are. So, Happy New Year's Eve. Have an absolutely fantastic night, evening, day, afternoon. And welcome in 2023. Open it your heart and let it in. And the Highbury Squad will see you on the other side in 2023. Plenty of love. Look after yourself, squaddies. And at ease, because that's what we do on the Highbury Squad.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.